Hello friends, it is Melanie and today I am here to share with you my pantry tour. I know you are all just dying to see this. I did a pantry, refrigerator, and freezer tour last week, and then I decided not to upload it to YouTube because I wasn't really happy with the quality of it. As far as I just thought that I could do a little bit better, and it was a really long video because I have multiple areas, storage areas, in my home for each type of food. Well, that doesn't make sense. I do not have like one pantry and one refrigerator and one freezer. I have multiple, so it took a really long time to film all of that. And I just decided that I wasn't that happy with it. So what also came out of that decision was that I'm going to break this up into two different parts. So today I'm going to share with you my pantry tour, and that will be basically all of our dry goods. And then in a few days, or I'm not sure, it won't be a long time, I'm going to, in a separate video, share with you what we keep in, or how we organize our refrigerators and our freezers. And I figure that that will keep the videos a little bit shorter, and it won't seem quite so overwhelming, because it was like a 25-minute video just trying to share with you how we store our food in our house. So today is going to just be the pantry, and I do have I have another basically lower cabinet in our kitchen where I store food. It may not make a lot of sense to some people how I store our food, but it makes sense to me, and I think that that's what's important. I know where everything is, and yeah, that's all I'm really looking for. And then we have one other area in our home where we store kind of like snacks, and so you will see all three of those areas today. And yeah, that is it's pretty much all there is to it. I will do my best to film my pantry for you. All of these areas are kind of difficult to film because of the layout of my kitchen. My pantry that I use, the majority of the time, is a really tall cabinet, but when you like back up away from it, there's not very much room and you kind of run into a wall. So I'm gonna get as far back as I can and kind of show you guys the best that I can, but please forgive me if it's not the best and the lighting is iffy. I'm gonna do the best I can. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. I hope that it's helpful to someone. That's really, I guess, all that I can say about that. So without further ado, here is pantry number 1. Okay guys, so this is the first pantry that I'm going to be showing you, and I'm going to do the best that I can. I am standing on a step stool, so if it's a little shaky, I apologize. Up on this very top shelf, I have my griddle that I use to make pancakes or grilled sandwiches or hamburgers or anything like that I just need to make a lot of. That sits up there on that shelf, and right now there's nothing else up there. When my husband requests his special cereal that is not necessarily the healthiest, it actually sits right up there in that corner where the kids can't really see it, so they're not tempted to ask me for it. This next shelf down, right here, we have hamburger buns and hot dog buns. This container right here has drink packets, sauce packets, as far as, let me think, like there's gravy mix in there. There's also some tuna pouches. This is the most random bin that I have, I think. I want to get that better organized, but for now that is working for me. Right here I have a couple of boxes of stock, and then over here this is my snack bin. So it has fig bars, Lara bars. It has my my toasted coconut in it and all those kind of things. So when I need a snack, that is what I go for, because that's going to be the healthiest option for me. Moving one shelf down, this is where I store my pasta, and udon noodles aren't necessarily pasta, but they're noodles, so I have them in there. That in the far back is some spaghetti noodles, angel hair noodles that are already like cut down, so that's kind of convenient. And then, basically that's just pasta. That's all that's in there. The Pop-Tarts are for my husband. Again, they're up pretty high where my son cannot see them. and therefore he won't ask me for them because he loves them, but I don't love him having them. So those are for my husband. Over here we have a turntable that holds peanut butter, hazelnut spread or Nutella, and then just some peanuts. Coming down another shelf, right here is where we keep, right now I have tortillas in there, lots of tortillas, and then some pizza crusts. Down below that is oatmeal packets for my father-in-law. He's the only one that eats these, and this is also his cereal, so those two things are specifically for him. Over on this side, obviously you can see that these are just canned goods. I try to keep them, you know, categorized as best I can so that I can see what I'm running low on. So these top two are tomato products. This is soup, and soup. These are both beans, obviously. So then I'm going to step down off of this step stool because now I don't need to be quite so high. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay. So carrying on. In this little container right here, I have cookies. And normally I don't have Oreos, but my husband requested a very specific dessert for his birthday, and I needed Oreo cookies. So that's why we have some leftover of those, and then just some Fig Newtons that have been in there probably a month and a half or so. Those need to either be eaten or be thrown away pretty soon. And that is where we would generally keep, you know, snack type items like that. Because I don't really want to live in a house where there's no sweets at all, but, you know, I try not to buy a lot of them. So then we have more canned goods here. The soup that's down here is really down here just because it won't fit in that other one. It's a bigger can. And then I have some canned vegetables. And right here we have fruit and or anything that I might use in baking. So that's all on that top shelf. And when I'm really stocked up, I will have canned vegetables in all of these. And I will have this completely full too, but I don't have a ton of stuff in my pantry right now because, you know, I'm trying to use what we have before I buy more. Here you can obviously see my Shakeology, and back behind there I keep my Shakeology, my shaker cups. Here we have onions and potatoes, and then moving down another shelf. This is a really, really tall pantry, but right here I have quick oats for breakfast, and there's nothing back behind that. Then I have some pasta and rice, and back in that tall one, I have my brown rice. I think it's brown jasmine rice. Back that container that, you know, I don't love that it's back there hidden, but it's working for now. That's brown basmati rice. And then right here, I have beans and just some rice packets that I'm going to be using up this month. One more shelf down. This is a bin right here that is specifically for Kyler's food. So if we need something just for her, I don't want to have to go searching in my entire pantry. It's kind of a mess because she digs in there too looking for snacks. So that's what that is. I have some granola here, and the one behind it is also granola. No, wait, I think that might be steel cut oats. Yes, that is steel cut oats. And right here, this is some coffee, just extra coffee. That is some protein powder that my husband uses on occasion, but not very often. And then some creatine that, again, he will use on occasion. And the very bottom, I have my extra virgin olive oil from Costco. This big black thing is my bread maker. Obviously, I have some Crisco vegetable oil. And then I have extra flours. None of these have been opened. There's coconut flour in the back, and these are all almond flour. And that is everything that is in this pantry. As you can see, it is very tall. It's a very, I mean, basically it's floor to ceiling. So I'm very, very grateful to have this space, but if you're not careful, it can get a bit of a mess. So here's one last look. Also checking to make sure I didn't forget to mention anything. I don't believe that I did. So yeah, that is the first pantry, and now I will show you the second. So this is the second area where we keep dry goods in our home, and I'm just going to very briefly show you what we have going on down here. That black basket that you can see across there is actually our plastic bowls and cups and plates that the youngest kids use, and there is a door on the other side that you can't really see from here that they use to gain access to that basket, so they don't have to like pull anything out to get that. But this side is it's a double door, and we just use this for food storage. So over here, obviously, we just have crackers. We have some pancake mix. One box is almost empty, and so I do have a new box, and then one box of macaroni and cheese. I have some tortilla chips there that we'll be using this week. And then right here, this is kind of our backup food. As far as back there, you probably cannot see it, but there is a large container of ranch dressing, 2 ketchups, there's a mayonnaise, a salsa, and then right here we have our cocktail sauce. So that's just like, okay, these are the ones that are backup for when we run out of, you know, whatever. Does that make sense? Probably not. Okay, and then scooting over this way, this basket right here is snacks for the kids. We've got some, you know, cheese crackers and peanut butter crackers and little like graham cracker things and some popcorn. This is one of the areas that the kids can come to for snacks when they need something. In the very far back, which you're not going to be able to see, and I do apologize, but that big can back there is just some diced tomatoes that I picked up from Costco. Right here we have 3 boxes of cereal. You know, that's pretty self-explanatory. Eventually I would like to have those in a different container, but for right now we're just leaving them in their box. The kids go through them fast enough that nothing really ever has a chance to get stale. So that's everything that's on the top shelf. Then moving down to this next shelf, let me get down here so that I can show you guys. Stay open, door. Okay, so we've got some animal crackers down here. In the far back, again, you're not going to be able to see, is a container that has dry pinto beans in it. I don't need to access that very often, and so it's okay back there. You know, that's just the best spot that I have for it. Right in front of that, I believe I have, right here is rice. Again, I don't access that very often because it's white rice and I don't use it very often. I prefer to use brown rice just because it's healthier. This container right here has baking goods. Oh, let me see if I can get it pulled out. On top of it, I've got some extra sugar and some extra flour. Oh no, just flour. So 2 things of flour. Let's see if I can move these without making a terrible mess. And then in this container, I have, you know, just basically things that you would need for baking. So during the fall and the winter, I do like to bake. So I have almond bark down in there. I also have decorations for like cookies or cakes. I have, you know, basically just chocolate chips or butterscotch chips and white chocolate chips and all of that kind of good stuff. But again, I don't need that very often. And that's kind of my backup stash. So if I need, you know, if I run out of what I already have, that I pull that out and use, you know, whatever I need. Then over here, I have this container that has snacks for Kyler. She's the only one that eats any of those things, obviously. And then right here, I have a container that has a couple of cake mixes in it and a no-bake cheesecake. These are a couple of the things that I don't love that we still have, but they are kind of nice to have if you need a dessert at the last minute. So I'll just hold on to those until we need them, and then I don't actually plan on repurchasing, but I don't know, we'll see. I kind of believe in the 80-20 rule, you know, eat good 80% of the time and 20% of the time, maybe not so much. Over here, this is a container that just has plastic sippy cups and regular plastic cups for the kids. So all of their plastic dishes are right over here where they can reach them. I also have iced tea, and then I have a box of lentils. Okay guys, this is the third and final area that I'm going to show you as far as our dry goods is concerned. And this is just a little bin system that sits up right outside our kitchen. And as you can see, it's sort of labeled. The top is chips, and that's pretty self-explanatory. The one down below it says snacks, and right now we have 2 different bags of popcorn in there. And then the one below that says kid snacks, and what we have down in there is these little fruit strips, some gummy snacks, some applesauce pouches, and then some granola bars. And in the very bottom, I don't have that labeled because I don't know for sure that you know, will always be what's in there. That's just some Walmart bags. And this little bin is one of the places that my kids know to go if they want a snack. We only have a couple of designated snack places in the house, but this is one of them, and this is the final place that we keep dry goods.